This conference will now be recorded.
In TestNG, how can we put parameters? Before that, we are going to see the annotation. TestNG annotations, execution, order, then data provider, parallel execution, then we'll see about re-executing failed test cases. Okay, these are the concepts we are going to cover. Here, create one class file, new package org.testng, or we can give Capgemini Advanced. Here you can create n number of testng.xml files. There is no limitation. Okay, in single project we can create 100 testng.xmls. Okay, no need to maintain single testng.xml. As per our requirement, we can create multiple XML files. I am going to create new file, testng parameters.xml. Here I am going to take the first line from here, testng.xml. Okay, now we are going to create, first thing is suit tag. Okay, this is the one, suit tag. Always we are going to create suit tag, then give the name for suit tag, regression suit. Then inside this suit tag, here we are going to create the test tag. The test name is regression test 1. You can represent separate packages as well here. Inside test, you can define classes. Inside class, we can define individual class names. Okay, here what I am going to do, I am going to define the parameter. Okay, see here what I am going to, where I am going to define in this tag. Okay, test tag, before the test tag I am going to define parameter. See, by clicking parameter you are getting name and value. What I am going to give, I will pass the browser. Okay, present will try to do one thing. Okay, URL I am going to pass from here. What is the URL we are going to test? Here I will create the one class file, parameter example 1. Then click on finish. Let me create at the rate of test public void verify parameters. Import this. Then WebDriver driver import this. What happened? We need to add Selenium jar file. Then only we'll get import option, right? Okay, let me add Selenium jar files. Right click, build path, configure build path, libraries, add external jars. Before copying jar files, copy this browser's exe files. Then select all jar files, click on open. Then apply and close. Then right click on project, then paste. We'll get the exe files. Right click on Chrome driver.exe, properties. Take this relative path, import this first. System.set property. Here define key value pair. WebDriver.chrome.driver. Don't copy paste, okay? You can't learn the subject if you are doing copy paste. Try to write, okay? Then only you can able to learn the concept. Always try to write, okay? It will take 5 minutes late, right? So that you can able to remember these keywords, okay? In interview they will ask you what is the key, what is the value. You can able to say this is the key, this is the value. Then driver equal to new Chrome driver. We are going to open Chrome browser. Then if you are going to maximize the window, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then we are going to take this parameter from where, from testng.xml. I am going to pass the URL. I am not going to hard code here. Okay, I am going to read this from testng.xml. What is the URL? Either I have that URL. Open span. Okay, there is the URL. Okay, this URL I'm going to read from testng.xml. Now I defined only one parameter, right? Okay, I will close this one. Here we have testng.xml. Here we define parameter. This is the name, right? Name of the parameter. Copy this parameter. Here at the rate of, just type p. Okay, you will get all these options. Control space, or if you want you can type as well parameters. But while importing, be careful. Here you will get multiple parameters, but from which TestNG annotations we are going to import, right? Okay, this is the one. This is different one. Don't try to import this. If you try to import this, it won't work. Okay, you need to know which package, from which package you need to import. This is related to TestNG, right? Okay, you can import from here. org.testng.annotations. Okay, then how many parameters we are getting? Let me define, okay, flower brackets, so that I can get multiple parameters. This one copy in double quotes, keep this here. This is the string argument, right? String base URL. This is the URL I am going to take from testng.xml. This one I am going to pass from here to here. Now try to execute and see whether it is working or not. Okay, after execution I am going to close the browser as well. Driver.close. Before executing, I want to see whether URL launched properly or not. For that, I am going to define thread.sleep. Intentionally, I am going to stop the execution for 5 seconds. Whenever you are using thread.sleep, right? Okay, 5000 means 5 seconds. You need to add the throws declaration always. Whenever you are using, even in interview, they will ask you. Suppose if you want to stop the execution for 5 seconds, how can we do that? Now we can use thread.sleep to stop the execution. Okay. Now try to execute. We are getting parameters from testng.xml, right? Then we need to define here as well. What is the package name? Let me copy this. Refactor, rename, Control C, go here, dot. This is the class name. Refactor, rename, copy, Control V, Control S. Okay, right click, run as test engine suite. First time while opening browser, it will take time. It, it will send command to the internal browser, then it will try to open. It will take time first time. Now see, it launched the URL. That means our parameter is working fine. Yeah, it closed the browser as well. Our test case is pass. Suppose, yeah, why we are doing this parameters? Is it necessary? Yes. Sometimes what will happen, right? We need to hide the username and password. Okay. So directly, if you are giving here username and password, everyone they can able to see. Okay, what is the username? What is the password? Instead of that, we can hide the username and password. Okay. Any doubts here? Because this is one of the important interview question. Some people they will ask you to write the code as well. Some people they will ask you to explain how we are going to pass the parameters. You need to inform. We can define the parameter tag in testng.xml. There we have two attributes. One is name, another one value. Okay, name is like what is the parameter name we are passing, value of that particular parameter. Then they will ask you, is it possible to pass multiple parameters? Yes, it is possible. Okay. Let me add username and password as well. How many arguments you want to pass? You can add that many parameters. This is the username and password. Value username will be Ravi. Password will be Ravi password. Like this, we can pass multiple parameters from testng.xml. Then you need to inform here as well. Okay, if you are defining there, you need to inform the same thing. How many parameters we are getting? I will do one thing. I'm going to pass only okay. Copy this text here, comma. String, even you need to inform here as well how many arguments, how many parameters we are getting. Then driver dot find element by dot id dot send keys. This is for username. Already we have username. Just try to execute whether it will work or not. Before that, I need to inspect this element. This is the username, user underscore name. Now pass the parameters. Right click run as TestNG suite. It is opening browser. Entered parameter as well. Okay, working fine. Then define this as well. Same as it is. Whatever you are defining, right? Parameter name. Copy from there and give here. These are the things, right? We are giving. Okay, your wish. You can give like this password. This password I'm going to pass from here. This is the password. Failure. Okay, what it is showing? Because we closed that browser manually, that's why it is throwing exception. And this is the one we are going to pass. Then Login button. Click on login button. Inspect element for username, password as well. User underscore pass. Here, if you notice here, ID and name are having both values. Values are same. Okay, developers they will define the same value. This is the password, right? Let me cut from here and keep here. Double quotes are missing. Now login button, that is sign in button. Inspect the element. Here we have ID dot click. Okay, right click, run as. Now try to execute from TestNG file. This is the test case, right? Okay, TestNG test and execute. It will get failed because we are getting parameters from TestNG.xml. If you try to execute from class file, you will get this option exception. Okay, it will get confused from where we are getting this parameters. That's why always you need to execute from suite file, TestNG suite file. Run as TestNG suite. Now you can see it will pass URL, username, password like this. After login, it will wait for 5 seconds, then it will close the browser like this. If you are giving 30 seconds, yes, it will wait for 30 seconds. Okay. But what will happen if you are trying to use this, right? Okay. It will slow down our execution. If you are trying to use these 5 seconds for each and every command, right? Okay, it will take more time to execute the test cases. That's why we need to avoid this. Okay, we have uh, wait commands as well, implicit wait, explicit wait. I will tell you. Okay, max we need to avoid this testng.xml, but rarely we can use where we have scenarios, page navigations, and if you are going to load more data, more fields, there you can use this testng data, sorry, thread.sleep, but don't use okay more repeatedly. It will store load the our execution part. This is about parameters. Any doubts in parameters? Like this, you can pass the parameters, and we are going to see okay testng annotation execution order. Class. This is also one important interview question. We have different annotations like before, suit. This is the actual execution order before test. Because it is going to start with the suit tag, right? If you see the testng.xml, it is going to start with suit tag. Okay. For your understanding, I'm going to mm, delete this. I will do one thing. For time being, I will cut from here. Okay. Keep a notepad. First, which tag we are defining? We are defining the suit tag. Then under suit tag, which tag you are defining? Test tag. You can remember this sequence, okay? You can easily remember the test engine annotations. Next, which one we are defining? Classes. Inside classes, we are going to define the methods. But individual classes, right? Here like this. You can remember this order, right? Okay, easily you can remember the annotations as well. Before shoot, before test, before class. Then again, we have inside this method as well. Okay, before method, then after class, then after test, after shoot. This is the reverse order again. Here we will define method. Okay, shoot, before test, then before class, then before method, after class, after test, after shoot. This is the order we are going to see. In same order, we are going to create the annotations. Before test, before class, before at the rate test, at the rate after method, after class, after test, after shoot. This is the sequential order it is going to execute. I will show you. Okay, let's create one example. Now I'm going to create different methods like public, void, test one. Okay, this is my each at the rate of test represent the one test case. For one method, okay, we are going to define the at the rate test. You can say test case one. I will add up two more test cases. Okay, first initially we'll start with one test case and I will show you difference. See, lot of examples we can create. Okay, only thing you need to spend time for practice. Then only you can able to understand. Okay, how exactly this TestNG is going to work. How we are going to implement in real time. I made this a little bit quick. Okay, public void before shoot, before test. Okay, let me do quickly. Before class, before method. Keep this video as reference, then try to practice. You can go through testng.org as well. That is the official website. Already we have the rate of test annotation. Then I can define after method. Then after class, after test. Then before shoot is there. I'm going to change this as after shoot. Let's write the annotation. Okay. If you don't know exactly which annotation you need to give, right? Okay. Type okay B control space. You'll get lot of suggestions. These are the things you can define. Before test, before class, before methods. Okay. Then after method. change to after method. Okay, why it is giving like this one? After class, after test, then after suit. After method, why we are getting like this? Let me check whether after method imported or not imported. I will do one thing. I will import this manually. Okay. Now just I am going to print these details here before shoot method executed. This one before test, before class, before method executed, then after method executed, after class method executed. You need to give the semicolon. Okay, cover this. After test method executed, then after shoot method executed. Test we are going to print in console. Okay, now if you try to execute, run as TestNG shoot, then here you can see the execution order. First, which method executed? Before shoot, before test, before class, before method, test case 1, other test method executed in between, before method and after method. Then again same, after class, after test, after shoot executed here. See, after shoot, okay, that will be the last one, it executed here. I will sepul the order, okay. Now we kept in same order. What will happen if I am going to sepul the order? Before shoot and before test, I am going to take from here. I will define the somewhere. Then after shoot, after test, I am going to remove from here. I will keep inside this before class method. Okay. Now we shuffle the order, and still you can see the same execution, irrespective of, okay, wherever you are defining the annotation order. Okay. First, it will check whether before shoot is available or not. You can change any order. You can create 100 packages, then you can keep these before shoot annotations there. Okay, throughout project it is going to execute, check whether it is having before shoot annotation or not. First it will check whenever you are executing TestNG shoot, if any annotation available with before shoot, if available, that will execute that particular code first thing. Whatever code we are writing right inside that, that will be executed. These are just configurations. It won't treat as a test case. See, total executed test cases is only one. Whatever method we defined at the rate test, that will be the test case. These are just configurations. You need to know how to use this configuration. These are very important. Okay, you need to know which when you need to use this before shoot method, before test method, before class. Before class we are going to use rarely. Mainly we are going to use test method, then before method. Okay, I will show you in detail. Just remember this sequence in testng.xml so that you can easily remember the annotations. Don't try to by head, okay? Please create multiple suite files, then like multiple testng.xmls, create suite tag, then multiple test tags, define these classes. Try to practice more on this so that you can easily remember the annotations. Okay, I will show you how when we need to use the before test method, method as well. Okay, create one class file. Mm, Annotation. Here we can define at the rate of before. You forgot about before shoot as of now. We'll see in detail about framework level. Whenever we are designing framework, I will tell you. Now try to understand when we need to use before test and before method. Right, okay. Here what is the initialization? Right, create separate test cases now. Okay. Public void test case one. Total four test cases I created. If you see, okay, I just imagine, okay, what I am trying to explain. Just imagine Ravi 1, 2, 3. Here login is common to the all test cases. Here we have different modules like we are going to perform mouse over on products and click beverages. This is one test case. Okay, perform mouse over on order, then click on quick order. This is one test case. Then perform mouse over on storing, click on like this, then click on inventory. These are the five test cases. Let's take five test cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, products, then order, shipping, stores, inventory. These are the five test cases. You notice one thing for five test cases, okay, login is common, right? Login is common for the five test cases. I'm not writing the code. First, try to understand. Okay, open browser, then enter URL. Login. This login is common to the all test cases. Okay. Okay, first test case, what we are going to do? Products. Okay, verify products. This is my first test case. Second test case, order. Verify order. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to write the actual code. Okay, how it is going to work. Now try to understand when we need to use before test, when we need to use before method, after class, after suit, and all. Verify order, shipping, stores, verify shipping. Then verify inventory. Okay. Now if you try to execute, Right click run as. We need to define at the rate of test, right? Without at the rate of test, you cannot able to execute. Okay. Instead of doing this, right, I have another option. I don't want to define for each and every test method. I can define like this at class level. Instead of defining for each and every method, what I am doing, I am defining like this. I can define at class level. Okay, now see. Test engine test. See, it executed all test cases. But if you notice one thing, open browser, then enter URL, login, common to the all test cases. It is time taking, right? Opening browser. Now fine, we have five test cases. If you in future, if you are going to execute 100, 200, 500 test cases, every time you need to open the browser, then enter URL. 1 minute.
You has been tentatively blocked for 12th of November 2022. Based on panelist availability, you will receive the interview invite link latest by Friday. Please make yourself available for Saturday, 12th of November 2022. We request you to fill your application form by visiting infosys.com/careers. Log into your profile and click on My Application and fill up the mandatory details. Thank you for confirming your availability again.
Okay. This is time taking, right? Okay. Sometimes your browser will get crashed if you are trying to open that many times. Then entering URL, again login, entering username, password. These are repetitive steps, right? Okay. Instead of defining at test case level, these are common to the all test cases. What I will do here, I will create the before test annotation. Okay. This one try to keep like this. Instead of defining at class level, if you want, you can try defining for class as well instead of defining method. At that time, it will execute all test cases. Okay. Now before test, whatever common code I have, right? Even closing browser as well, verifying, then close the browser. Copy paste in every test case. Okay. This is the common one. Up to login is common for all test cases. I will keep on here. Public void initialization. This is the initialization point for each and every test case. I will keep this like this. Now I am going to remove from each and every test case because login up to login is common for all test cases. Okay, I don't want to open browser multiple times. Parallel execution is there, data provider is there still. We need to import this. Now see, right click run as TestNG test. Okay, this code is executing only once, but still again if you see, close browser is executing each and every time. Okay, I will separate. I don't want to close the browser after execution my first test case. What I need to do after executing all test cases only, I need to close the browser. After executing first test cases, if I am going to close the browser, what will happen? It will throw the exception because we are just verifying the inventory. We are not be doing again open browser, launching URL, login and all. Here we have command that is instead of this, I'm going to change this as after test. Import this and see the difference. I'm going to remove these things. These are common to each and every test case. I don't want to close the browser after executing first test case, second test case and all. In interview, they will ask you difference. Okay, what is the difference between before test and before method? What happened here? If you see, open browser, enter URL, then login. Only executed one time. Okay, then it is executing all test cases. Test case 2, test case 3, test case 4, test case 5, and then finally it is closing the browser after all test cases. Okay, suppose if I am going to change this like this, before method, import method, right click, run as TestNG test. Now see, again old model, open browser, enter URL, login, verify products, close browser, then open browser. For each and test case again, it is repeating same thing. Okay, this one again time taking, and also we may get exception. If you are executing 500 test cases, you need to log in 500 times, opening browser, closing browser. It may cause errors. Okay, we don't want this one. Before method, after method, it will be the same thing again. Old fashion. Okay, it will be time taking, and also you need to understand. And also one more thing, if you have another test case, right, what will happen? Okay, already we implemented the same. Okay. Before method, after method will be executing for each and every test method. See, after method, before method, after method. These are common to the all test cases. If you are using before test, after test, what will happen? Execute only one time. It will save our time. Okay. Login one time, then it is verifying all test cases, then closing browser. Okay. We'll try to write the actual code, then we can able to identify properly. Suppose this login is there, right? I don't, as of now, I have one username and password. Suppose I am having multiple usernames and password. Okay. In training, total 20 members we have, right? I want to verify whether each and every person able to log in to the application or not. How can I check that? As of now, we are doing only one time. Here we have URL. We have data provider as well. Okay. Data provider, it is going to give two-dimensional object where we can log in with multiple users by using data provider. This is the syntax. Here you can give data provider name. Data provider name is test data. Okay. Object, you are going to represent in two-dimensional array. This is the two-dimensional array. Get data, because it is returning some object, right? It will accept some return type. Add this return timing return null. Okay. Then we are going to define the two-dimensional object obj equal to new object. Here it will represent the rows. Okay, how many users you want to log in? I want to log in with 5 users. Then how many parameters we are passing? This will represent the columns. If you see the Excel, right? Okay, in real time we are going to read data from Excel. New, here Microsoft Excel workbook, test data. Here, if you have 1,000 users, you can't define inside the, you are unable to define inside the class. It is difficult to maintain as well. If you have 1,000 users, okay, you can give this login, then here username and password. you are going to log in with 5 users. Okay, user 1, then now I am going to, you need to know how to work with Excel as well. Okay, you need to learn all these things. Okay, I am going to create 5 users, then 5 passwords. Just drag, it will increment the count. Control B. I need to add some like makeup kind of thing here. Add the borders as well. Okay, now we have test data. User 1 pass 1, user 2 pass 2, like Ravi, then here Saujanya, then here Sravya, Kiran, then Anudeep. Like that. Here we can define the all users. Okay, suppose Gmail is there. We registered 100 users. After registration, you need to ensure those 100 users are able to log in or not. How can we do that? Manually, you need to open browser, enter URL, then you enter username, password. Okay, 100 means you can do in single Chrome browser. You need to verify 100 users are working fine or not. Manually, we are going to enter username and login check. You need to check for 5 browsers like that manually. Then 500 users, how much time it will take? It is impossible to do manually, and you may miss this some users. If you are missing some users means what will happen if real time, if they are able to send email, or if they are going to add beneficiary, if they are unable to log in, what will happen? Again, that will be problem. They will create a issue. Okay, I am unable to log into the application. How can I transfer money? That's why we are going to automate this to reduce the time. Here, how many rows we have? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 0. Okay. It is headers, right? You ignore that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This will be like 0th column, 0th, 0th row, 0th column. 0th row, first column. Then here, first row, 0th column. Same way in two-dimensional array, we are going to store data. We need to remember this one. Second row, 0th column. Second row, first column. Then third row, 0th column. Third row, first column. Third row, sorry, fourth row, 0th column. Fourth row, first column. Like this, we are going to store data. For timing, I am going to hard code here. Okay, how I am going to define? I define 5 users. Then it will represent this one. First dimension will represent how many rows we have. Second dimension it will represent columns. Here we have 2 columns. That's why object I'm assigning value. Same thing. User 1. 0th row, 0th column. Tomorrow again I will take another example and I will tell you 10 o'clock I have meeting. I need to join before 5 minutes. Few pending topics we have: re-executing failed test cases, then parallel execution. I will tell you tomorrow. First row, first column, second row, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay. Return object. Okay, we need to return the object. Now we need to inform this test method. I have the data provider with a name. Please take data from there and try to execute this. Here we need to define data provider equal to double quotes. You need to define the name. How many parameters we are getting? String, username, string, password. 2 parameters we are getting. Comma, Control C. Now if you try to execute, right click, run as. test engine. It will execute for 5 users. It will open browser 5 times, login like this. See, first user, what happened? Any exception? I don't see any exception here. Timeout connecting to Chrome. It is time to, okay. It is taking time. This is for second user. This is for third user. If you have 1,000 users, 1,000 times it will open browser, then it will try to check in. Opening browser again, it will be headache one. Okay. I will do one thing. This opening browser code I am going to keep under before test up to here. I will treat this as before test. Okay, you need to practice in this same way. Try with before method before test as well. And also this close browser I will keep here after test. For this, okay, now see test any test. It will open only browser one time. Okay, then it is changing URL. See, that's it. You can see this parameter here reports how many times our test case executed. Okay, I will share this recorded video to everyone. Please go through and keep the reference. See you tomorrow. See, this many users executed. Total pass. Okay, bye.